right, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. This is a special episode, so it has been pre-recorded. So unfortunately, you won't be able to chime in with us tonight, but hopefully you will enjoy this episode. So welcome. Hope everyone is doing well tonight.
Yes, and we want you to support us by going to If I Do This Right podcast, Facebook, If I Do This Right podcast on Instagram. Also, we just want to thank everyone for the support. And this is our final episode of season one.
Yeah.
And
wow.
I'm actually excited.
Oh, I feel like I have a celebrity. It's a celebrity.
Yeah, I was able to see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
I was able to see her in I was able to see her, and I learned about something that's special about her too.
Yes.
So I'm all about it. So and so did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. You was there.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to know your experience.
It was great. It was an awesome Thanksgiving. It was everything that I wanted to be. It was chill. You know, we just had the kids here. Everybody ate. Y'all said the food was good. Obviously it was, because we didn't have a whole bunch of leftovers left.
No. Not dressing. Dressing is my favorite.
Man, y'all talk about somebody. Let me tell y'all something about D. D eat dressing with cranberry sauce, not the other. Like, he eat cranberry sauce with dressing, not the other way around. It wouldn't be so much cranberry sauce.
Like a little flavor on it.
A lot. I would bring him his plate and be like, "That I can't get no more cranberry sauce." I'm like,
you can't put a little bit in the corner. You got to lay it. So on
you
top.
You have to put a layer of cranberry sauce on top of his dress. But no, it was, and we had everybody here. Yeah. All the kids was here, so it was great.
Good,
it was great.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything new?
So let's see. Of course, we have the holidays coming up. Actually, tomorrow, which will already be. We would already have gone when you guys see this episode. But where we're going tomorrow?
People don't know about this, but this is the 4th annual Best of Black Dallas Awards. They celebrate Black businesses and Black professionals by awarding them for multiple things. Some of the titles that I've seen was community, the businesses in the community doing things, the businesses that like first started up this year, and I can't wait. I want to see this. I want to see this.
I'm excited. It was a great idea for you to suggest that we go, just to be around Black excellence and see what's in our community. I know that there is a new location. I think it's in the Plano area. It's a newly Black-owned restaurant called the Park Bar and Grill that I want to check out. So definitely, let's support us.
We're making moves. I mean, I think somebody said about how our money circulates into our community, and I thought that was really important, because if we circulate the money in our community, we'd be able to be a little bit stronger, have a stronger voice, and that's what we're about, just empowering each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of empowerment, we are back in the gym.
I know.
It was a struggle this week, but we are back. We only took a 2-week hiatus. It was
2 weeks too long. It seemed like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I struggled last night, but we are back in the gym. So even though it's the holidays, we still trying to get back.
I gained it all back, and I got to lose it all back.
Yeah, we got to lose it all back. So.
Well, without further ado,
man, I'm so super excited, and what you probably don't even know is this woman gave me my started education. She gave me a chance. I was trying to go through a career change, and I had a meeting with her. She pulled me in her office, and it was an interview, but we already had knowledge of each other. So she really just sat me down and said, what you want? Why you want? Basically, she was like, why
Oh,
you here?
You couldn't pull a fast one.
No, it wasn't no fast one. It was no fast pulling on her.
Okay.
But she believed in me. She gave me a chance. She told me, pretty much what she expected of me. And hopefully I did her proud. She kept me. Yeah. She kept me for 2 years. Yeah. I'm going to read her bio for you all. Dr. Glenell M. Lee-Pruitt is the 13th president of Jarvis Christian University.
Say it again.
She is the 13th president of Jarvis Christian University. Not only is she the 13th president, she is the second Black female president of this HBCU. She assumed her post on July 1st of 2023. She's a pastor, educator, and social worker who found her calling as president. Dr. Pruitt has 25 years of experience in higher education.
Wow.
She has served in various capacities, from faculty member to administrator on various levels. She gained valuable insight and understanding of higher education through hard and dedicated work at public and private historical Black institutions of higher learning. Throughout her career, she has led and served through institutions by positively promoting academics and unity among faculty, staff, and students. And if you've ever worked on a college campus of any kind, you can know how challenging that can be. She's a native of Leland, Mississippi.
Come on, Mississippi.
Dr. Pruitt holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work from the Jackson State University, a Master's of Divinity from Payne Theological Seminary, a Master's of Social Work from Temple University, and a Bachelor's of Social Work from Jackson State University.
Wow.
She is actively involved in professional associations, institutions, Corsita, I know I'm butchering that word, and organizations in higher education, including such organizations as the Council of Higher Education, National Association of Intercollegiate Athletes, Texas Association of Developing Colleges, Red River Athletic Conference, Independent Colleges and Universities of Texas, Council of Independence College, and the United Negro College Fund. And last but not least, she is a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
All right.
My good friend and mentor, Dr. Pruitt. Hello.
Hello.
Did I do you justice?
Hey, you did me good.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your tremendously busy schedule. It's sometimes I wonder how you answer me so quickly as you do when I text, because I'll be like, okay, I'll hear back from her in 3 days. But you're always on point with it.
No, there's some folk that when you get their text, you respond, and you happen to be in that category.
Oh,
I appreciate it. I'm not gonna cry.
Now wait a minute. Are those your sorority colors that you have?
No, they're not.
Woo, they are absolutely not.
Okay.
These are Jarvis's colors.
Jarvis's color. Okay. See, I was
you almost got cut,
treading
man.
hot water.
Oh, look. You were treading some really hot water.
Very hot water.
Yeah. So I stand to be corrected. That's my slogan.
Well, before we get the show started, we always ask just a question. So what's our question of the show today?
So the question, and I'm going to play it here at the bottom so we can see, but we want to ask, how do you celebrate the holidays?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm from Mississippi, so I usually go home to Mississippi. I usually assign myself a book or two to read during the holidays. Okay. So I always read a book. I'm reading a book now entitled We Will Shoot Back, which is a book about civil rights in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And it has historical data that contradicts the fact that Black people didn't do anything when they were being oppressed. Yeah. So I'm reading that book. But I also watch Turner Classic Movies all day long. I love black and white movies, so I really rest to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of celebration, just really rest and try to take care of myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is good. That is, when is it always a new book every time?
It's a new book every year. Every year it's a new book.
Yeah.
Okay.
What has now? I'm actually interested in the book that you're reading now. What are some of the things that contradicts just what people may think, or did you hear? Like you said, they thought that we didn't do nothing at that time, but actually things were getting done. What are some of the things that people will be kind of in awe about?
Well, it talks about persons who actually use armed resistance to oppression in Mississippi. Most people have the attitude that, persons from Mississippi kind of cow down and did whatever they were told to do. But this book talks about and gives names of people and locations of places where, where they didn't play.
Yeah,
they showed out.
Showed up and showed out.
Let me put it like this: they took care of their business. As you can see over my head is Malcolm X, by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
And so it's historical data, so it's not fiction. This was a part of a person's dissertation.
Wow.
And this was the research that they did.
Wow.
And so it's very enlightening. It's even enlightening for me.
Okay. Yeah, we may have to look that up.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. Do that.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about your timeline from being young, growing up in Mississippi, to starting your college career.
Okay. Well, where do I start? We're talking quite a few years ago, but actually started out as a social worker, as Aisha shared with you all in my biography.
Hold on just a second, Dr. Pruitt.
Okay.
Work is calling.
Okay. Now we need to answer that.
Right. Hold on just a second. We don't have these problems on Sundays.
No, we don't.
Okay, Dr. Pruitt, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
We will edit that part out.
We will edit that
out. I'm sure you all will handle that part, right? Yes, actually, I started as a social worker, and of course, you read that in my bio. I worked with the only Black male psychiatrist in the state of Mississippi, and we worked deliberately with Black children and their families. And so I started out as a social worker. I worked in private practice. I've worked, of course, in public venues. And I failed into higher education.
Because that was my question. How did you go from social work into education?
Yeah.
Well, I was an adjunct professor teaching in social work at Mississippi Valley State University.
Okay.
And after that, they decided that they wanted to establish an MSW program.
Okay.
And they had a faculty position open. And so I applied for it. I'd done teaching. I love teaching. It's something I enjoy doing. And so I applied for it. And interestingly enough, when I began my work in higher education, I also began my work in ministry and became a pastor.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Wow.
Time. So I was pastoring and I was coming into this new career in higher education. And that's how I got into higher education. I had no intentions of being in higher education long. I had no desire to be a college president. That was not on my I want to be list. And I share that because there are people in higher ed who their whole higher ed experience is geared toward becoming a president.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can find them, they move from place to place. Sometimes they have to, or they find themselves trying to advance up the career. That was not my dream. Okay.
That's crazy because, like you said, there are people who strive and work their whole career to be in your seat, and for you to be like, I've had no wantons or dealings with this at all.
Right. I love teaching. I still love teaching. I'm good at administration, so it was kind of a natural fit. But what I say to people, because your skills as a social worker, and of course, being a pastor is an administrative position. Being a preacher is preaching.
Absolutely.
But pastoring is administrative, right?
Absolutely.
When you have to work with a whole lot of different people, a lot of different personalities, everybody ain't saved, sanctified, or filled with the Holy Spirit.
Come on now, talk about that.
So, but you still have to love everybody, right? And so in social work and in my pastoral responsibilities, I learned problem solving, dealing with people, and so and you need all of that for administration, right?
Yeah.
And so and I just found myself, I started out as a adjunct faculty, went full time, became a dean at Mississippi Valley State University.
All right, come on. Yep.
Was a director of a new program that no one else, they had never done it at Mississippi Valley. I was tapped to do it. And because I did well with that, you just find yourself, people giving you, new stuff to do. And Dr. Lester Newman, who just retired from here at Jarvis, was president of Mississippi Valley State University. As a matter of fact, I was the first faculty person he hired as a new president. He was a new president. Valley was his first job as a president. And I was the first faculty person that he hired. And so when he came to Jarvis, he called and asked me because he needed a PhD in social work for accreditation purposes. And that's what I was coming for. I said, okay, I'll come be your PhD so you all can get through accreditation. And I ended up being the provost and vice president for academic affairs. And now here I am.
As the president.
How
does it feel to wear not only the hat as the president of the university, but the second female? Because Jarvis has been in existence
112 years.
I was about to say over 100 years. So you're the second.
Yes.
Have you digest that? Have you put that on?
I guess I have, in a sense. Interestingly enough, Jarvis was founded by 3 females.
Right.
Yes. Mary Alphen, Virginia Hearn, and Ida Van Zant Jarvis. Mary Alphen and Virginia Hearn decided that Black children needed a school in East Texas, and Ida Van Zant Jarvis' husband, who was a Southern colonel or in the army, in the military, deeded Jarvis this land, over 400 acres of land. But it was the brainchild of women. To do this. And so when you have that kind of history, and then some of your watchers, viewers may know Sabetha Jenkins, who was the first woman president and one of the longest serving presidents of Jarvis Christian College at that time. And she's also a native Mississippian.
Wow, I didn't know y'all had that in common.
Yeah, we have that in common, native Mississippian. And if I'm not mistaken, a Jacksonian, attended Jackson State University as well. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, but it can be overwhelming.
Yes.
But I've never been the kind of woman that said, "Oh wow, I'm a woman and I'm the only second woman."
Yeah.
For me, I'm in the job. It's the job. It's not gender neutral, of course,
right?
Because mostly men have done it. But but when I see it, to me, it's a job. It's a ministry. I love it. And I'm going to do my best at doing it. Some people say, well, you're stepping into some big shoes, and I tell them, no, I'm not. I'm not stepping into big shoes because I'm walking in my own shoes.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I can't step into anybody else's shoes. I can't walk in nobody else's shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna walk in your path. I have to make my own.
Right.
Right. And so therefore I don't let the stress of thinking, oh, you're falling up behind. I can only do my part. And when my part is over, somebody else will come and do their part.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As you were growing up, who has been a motivator? You have the energy that I'm feeling from you is like you tapped into another level. So I wonder, did you have someone who motivated you, or did you just had a moment where you're like, hey, it's me, and we get to cut it from there. I gotta, like, what channel that? Where do you channel that from?
My mom and my dad.
Come on now.
Yeah. My parents.
You talk a lot about your mom specifically.
Oh, my mother was, look, she was, I just put something else. But my mom and my dad, I have the spirit of my father.
Okay.
Who was a preacher, actually.
Okay.
He was a preacher, but very humble, very unconsuming, cared about people. My mother had the opposite personality. I was a daddy's girl. My father died when I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
And then I had to deal with my mom, and I often say that, Lord, you done left me here with this woman who had a very different personality, but who always told me that I was smart, that I was beautiful, that I could do anything that I wanted to do, allowed me to have my own personality.
Yeah.
And when you grow up in a house where you feel comfortable being who you are, then you're not uncomfortable being who you are. Right. I think one other thing though that really influenced my life is the African Methodist Episcopal Church, of which I have been a lifetime member and a pastor. And the AME Church is the oldest Black denomination in the country. Mm-hmm. And so I was raised in a church where everything that my parents said that I was validated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right? In the church. Okay. Yeah. And when I came along at a time, Darian, when being dark skinned was not popular.
Yeah.
Being dark skinned was not something people wanted to do, but I always heard from my parents and my church that you're beautiful. Yeah. You don't have to take a back seat to anybody. You stand up front like everybody else. And that made a difference. And that's why now, I guess that's why I am who I am and why I respond and I have the energy that I have.
Those words of affirmation is essential, especially as we grow up, because we learn when we deal with different things in our lives, we pull back from those moments and we grab something. Yeah. We're like, oh, wait a minute. You're not going to do that because my mama said
that's right.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
And my daddy said, you ain't going to, that's not going to happen.
Look, absolutely.
It was, going through the years, the way education was so important. It's like you couldn't come home with a C.
No, for real.
You couldn't come home with that.
Yeah.
We had to. My mama told me you come home with a C and see what happens.
Yeah. Right.
Was fit when you finished high school, went to college, and finished college. Were you one of the first to finish college, or did other people in your family finish college as well?
I was the first person in my nuclear family. Mm-hmm. Not to attend college, but to finish college. I had a brother who was quite a few years older than me. He attended Mississippi Valley State University. He did not graduate, but he did attend. So I was not the first to attend college, but I was the first to graduate. And that's associated with the fact that either I was going to go to college or go to work.
Yeah.
There was no other option.
Yeah. And I chopped cotton in the summertime. That was my summer employment. I was a cotton chopper, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the heat of the day in Mississippi, you are in a cotton field that is owned by Caucasian Americans
Yeah.
who ride through the cotton field to make sure you're doing the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so one thing I realized is that I wanted education because that was not something that I wanted to do forever.
That was not appealing to you at all.
Right. Not appealing to me at all. Okay.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Right.
You know what? You raised a good point, something that I've been talking to other people about, because I look at my genealogy and I saw that they used to have us do consensus. And in that consensus or in that form, they'll say, do you know how to read? How many children do you have? Do you have a wife? Do you know how to read and write?
Yeah, in the old ones.
Or Negro. They had Negro on the form.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like one generation above us.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
And looking at when you see where you come from and everything that promoted you to get to where you are now, then you're in education. So you get a chance to see young people go through the same thing. However, we're going to have our challenges. How do you navigate those? I mean, because there's some that you're like, okay, you're gonna go through it because you have the kind of like the ingredients for it.
Right.
But there's some that surprises you. They may start off rocky and then they turn out to make it. How do you, seeing them in their beginning stages, how do you determine?
I'm smiling because I know we have saw just my tenure there. We have seen some that we like, oh, we know you're gonna make it, and some that like, you made it.
And that is really the beauty of what we do in higher education, especially at HBCUs.
Yes.
And this is a statement that I've been making since I've been president, is I've been out in the community talking to people to try to make sure that we establish good partnerships. Because one thing that is so amazing to me, Jarvis has been in East Texas, in Wood County, in Hawkins for 112 years. And there are some folk who come on this campus, and the first time they came on this campus was in July, whenever they came, right? Which is amazing to me. You see an institution that you just ride by and never think about coming in.
Yeah.
But one thing I tell them, and this is something I really believe in, we accept students the way they are, but they can't leave the way they come.
Ooh,
we accept you the way you are because that's it. We can't do anything but that. But right. we have the responsibility to make sure that you leave better.
Yeah.
I think my approach has been non-traditional to the degree that a lot of times people don't know what to do. Because we do have some students who they're going to come, they get out in 3 years, they're going to move on. If they had gone to Harvard or Yale, they would have done well. And then you have those, and Aisha, you know that, you have those who come, they don't go to class, they're getting in trouble, they're doing this, they're doing that. And those are the ones that need us more than the others, because the others already have that internal motivation that they need, and they usually have better family support as well, right?
Right. That's a huge difference.
Than some of the other students.
Yeah.
And so what I do, because believe it or not, every time something happens, I live in the residence hall. I live in the residence hall, and I've lived in the residence hall since I've been at Jarvis. I haven't moved to the president's house yet. So I'm still in the residence hall, right?
Are you moving there?
I am going to move.
Oh, okay.
Girl,
Ma'am, you need to be up on the hill.
Girl, I'm trying to get together. Can you imagine how much stuff you accumulate in 11 years in a residence hall?
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it together. But I get texts all through the night. Students have done this and students have done that. And what I do is, depending on what has happened, I ask security to bring them to my office the first thing the next morning. Yeah. Because I want to understand what's going on with you.
Yeah.
That instead of you doing what you should do, you're doing. And when I tell you, when I see those kids again, they're like different kids. They're like different people. And we embrace each other and we laugh. I go to the cafeteria every day. I eat in the cafeteria. I get in the cafeteria line like they do, and they sit at the table with me and eat. And I think those are the students who need that something extra. They don't need
Yeah.
chastising all the time. You
Yeah.
need to hear their stories.
Yeah.
Because my experience has been when you hear their stories, you wouldn't have survived
That
Yeah.
come
in
on
their
now.
environment.
Yeah.
Your children would not have survived
Yeah.
in that environment.
Exactly.
But if they're strong enough to be here, then we have to try to help them find that strength in them to get through. Now, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes we got to send you back home because you just not, you come back later.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not ready.
You're not ready.
Yeah.
You're not ready. You know, but you know, we have a diversity of students with diverse needs, but I think we're obligated to do our best to try to meet them at their point of need and help them move to the next level.
Would you say that is one of the most profound differences between an HBCU and a PWI?
I think it is. You are not a number to us.
Mm-hmm.
You're ours. And unfortunately or fortunately, you know, we call them our children. Well, you know, they're grown people.
Yeah.
Right.
We hold their hands a little bit longer than we should. But that's what we do at HBCUs.
Yeah.
You know, we consider ourselves your parents in their absence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother discussion because parents are real different nowadays.
Nowadays.
But that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, that's what we do at HBCUs. We're a family and we're a community. And we know you.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone like when you said you tell them to bring them to you. You know, it shows it's an olive branch showing that you care.
Mm-hmm.
And when you show someone that you care, it shakes their world up because they don't have that. Right. They're ready for the blunt force. They're ready to get I'm in trouble, ready to get hit. You know, what you gonna do now? You know, you already took this away from me. But having that type of relationship and embracement, they remember that.
Yeah.
And pay it forward at some point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Some of the students who come in here, oh gosh, you know, and the interesting thing for me is I get an opportunity to utilize my social work skills, right? Because you come in here, I saw the text, you know, you bad. You rough, you tough.
Yeah.
They come in my office, sit across from me, and I'm just saying, well, what is going on with you? And the tears get to flowing.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm talking about young men.
Yeah.
I'm talking about young men who will start by saying, Dr. Pruitt, don't make me do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to cry. I said, well, you have to have a safe place.
Yeah.
To be human. You have to have a safe place. You know, you can cry in here. You're going to wipe your eyes and wash your face before you leave out of here so that you can still leave with whatever this bravado you think you need. But you need a safe place to be human and just to be a young man who's afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in Chicago. I didn't have that. I didn't have not to say that they're not there, but my route didn't have that. It was either you make it or you don't make it. You know, but we didn't have somebody in the position that looked like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Relates to us, that cares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it would have changed a lot of other people's lives that did, like you said, that family support, like all of that's important.
Mm-hmm.
When is it more rewarding? Let me think how I must phrase this.
Okay.
Is it more rewarding for you, or do you feel like this is your calling?
It to me, this is the extension of my ministry.
Okay.
I pastored for 25 years. And you some of you, well, both of you I may have heard, you don't put your hand on the gospel plow and turn back,
That's right.
Right. But I pastored for 25 years. I cared for people for 25 years in the traditional church context.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this is an extension of that ministry with a larger congregation who have far more diverse needs. I'm still a preacher. You can't stop me from preaching.
Yeah.
I'm pastoring in a different kind of way. I'm shepherding, I guess you could say, in a different kind of way. Yeah. And, when I think more about your previous course, this is what I say, and I say this across campus all the time. I have a 19-year-old, my 19-year-old granddaughter, if you can believe that, Aisha. She's a freshman at I love Jackson State University, third generation. I went, her mom went, and now she's there.
Wow.
The only problem I have is that she doesn't want to be an AKA. She wants to be Aisha's sister.
Yeah!
But you know, we're sure
come on in the room.
We're sure she's gonna come back around at some point. But this is what I say. This is what I say to people who work here. And I'm very serious about this, and I don't do this with a smile. I do this with a seriousness on my face. I treat other people's children the way I want my granddaughter to be treated at Jackson State.
And I have heard you say that so many times.
I treat them the way I want my child to be treated.
Yep.
Now that means that if she's wrong, I want you to correct her.
Right.
But if she's right, I want you to champion her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I want you to empower her.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I think that in higher education, if we see other folk children the way we want them to see ours,
come on,
I think it makes a difference. You do care.
Yeah.
But not only that, I care because these young people coming back to my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're coming back to where I live. I got to do right by them.
Yes.
Because they're my collateral.
Yeah.
They're my investment. And so that's why I think it's so important, the work that we do here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. All right.
So the title of our show is If I Do This Right. So I want to present you the question of, is there if I do this right, whether it be as a pastor, as a president, as a mother, as a grandmother, what is your if I do this right for you? If that question makes sense to you.
Oh no, it does. If I do this right. And that this is if I treat people right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I do my interaction with people right.
Yes.
Right. If I do this right, if I align, and let me say this to you all. I didn't want to be a college president. I said that earlier. I want to be a bishop in the AME church. Okay. The bishop in the AME church is the highest position that you can be. That's what I was a pastor. I wanted to be a bishop in the AME church. That didn't happen. One thing I realized that I had to align my desires with God's destiny for me.
Come on. Yes.
That was good,
yes.
Pastor.
You have to align your desires at some point.
Yeah.
With God's destiny for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
If you do that right.
Yeah.
Come on. If you do that right, you may not end up where you wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you'll end up where God planned for you to be.
Absolutely.
And my experience thus far has been, if you do that, He's already opened the doors. He's already made a way. Doesn't mean it's easy.
That's right.
Yes.
But you rest in the fact that what? I did it right.
That's
right. To the Lord, and I'm doing what God has called me to do.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So I don't know if that answers your question. I hope it
very much so. Very much so. Listen, it's like having a superstar on the show.
Girl, quit.
No, I'm so for real. I've been so excited. When you said yes, I was like, I came to D, I said, she said yes. I was so shocked.
I was excited because, so after your speech, after I forgot who the
guy from Tyler Perry show.
What's
his name? Dr. Pruitt.
Oh,
the guest speaker from the last graduation.
Okay, I don't know his name.
Rucker.
Rucker. His name is Rucker, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
After he got off and she was able to speak, able to speak.
Right.
I was like, come on, man. Bring it in. No, but he said some really important things. When I seen her speaking, you told me that she was going to be the next president. I looked into the audience and I saw a bunch of people who graduating. And then you told me about the people who's getting their doctorate and things like that. Mm-hmm. to be to give out such a high accolades to people who have achieved those levels each year.
Yes.
Each year is that's when I seen you. That was my light to see you, and I saw God's presence on you because your head was high,
right,
your shoulders was back, and you just own that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You own the whole moment. So I appreciate, and then seeing her just like she said, she was in the lunch, eating area and stuff, just talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole circle of, listen, I'm at a point where I know enough that if you just come to me and just have a conversation, you'll learn more in 2 minutes than you'll do for almost half of your life.
Absolutely.
So that's what I felt off of you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so heartwarming for me. What I do in this position, I see myself as the possibility of every student.
Yeah.
I am your possibility. What I'm doing is possible for you to do it.
Yeah.
If you do the right thing.
If you do this right.
That's right.
I love it.
And that's the way I see it. I thank God for the opportunity. I pray and ask God every morning, Lord, let folks see you in me.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's my prayer. So for you to say that is a blessing for me, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Pruitt, we are going to give you back the rest of your night.
You are okay.
But again, thank you so much. I have so much love and respect for you. Just as a Black woman, as a woman of God, as a woman in your position. And I don't think I've ever had an opportunity to thank you for giving me my start in education, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in the position I am in today. So much love, much gratitude to you. And as I told you that day, I am so proud of you.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much.
I'm going to take with me. I'm a older starter of school. I'm in school now.
Yeah, and a first year. No, not first year. What am I thinking of? He is a first generation college student.
Wow.
So I'm going to take everything that you said, and I'm talking about apply it and line it up with my desires with God. I thought
that's right.
I know that's law.
Yes.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that.
Okay, great. Look, you all, thank you so much for inviting me. I am so honored that you did, and Aisha, everything you said is reciprocated 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm very proud of you, and I want to say this to you all too. I love your love for each other, and so I pray God's blessing on both of you individually, but I pray God's blessing on you collectively as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pruitt.
That means a lot.
Okay.
You have a good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, okay.
Too many clicks.
Thank you all for viewing. I know this was a different type of episode because we did want to pre-record to give Dr. Pruitt respect for her time because she is a very busy woman, as you can only imagine. So again, thank you, Dr. Pruitt, for taking some time out of your day. This is the end of season 1. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in, who has commented on posts, who have commented on and tuned in live or watched it back. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means the absolute world to us. We already have season 2 lined up. And when I tell you we have a lineup for you, we have a lineup for you. And season's 2 finale is going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. Our goal is to continue to inspire and continue to motivate and continue to be a positive light in a world that has so much darkness.
Yeah.
So that's what we strive for every show. And we're going to continue to do that even in season 2. So make sure you tune in. Now we're going to be taking a break in January because somebody has a birthday coming up.
Yeah, big Capricorn right here.
We ain't not say all that. No,
big Capricorn. This show has it definitely changed our lives.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to do this well, but it did, and I can't say enough words. Like the feedback, the energy behind the show, and people are getting food from this content, and that's something big. That's something that we both want. Yeah. We want you to get the food, and we want you to use it. The people that we're bringing on are everyday people. Yeah. Dr. Pruitt, she had her challenges all the way up to being a president of a university. That's huge. We had a social worker on. We had a book writer on. We had a young lady. She's, owner of a pharmaceutical tech company that you can go earn some extra money. Yeah. We had, a music person who writes, songwrite. I mean, every walk of life is dedicated, and they found their if I do this right, and they did it. So that's just to say that knock out the fear. Yeah. Nothing to be afraid of. Yeah. There's challenges, but you shouldn't be afraid of challenges. Yeah. Just challenge yourself. Yeah. And go after it. Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? You get it? Go get it. Go get it. Just go get it. Go get it. So from us to you, we want to say happy holidays. Yes. And we're gonna take a break. Yes. It's been crazy for us too, but when I say crazy, it's good crazy. Like it's been, we had some, healthy exchanges. Thank you for everybody who took the 45 minutes to an hour to speak to us and be on the show. We love it. Season 2. Oh my gosh, season 2 is gonna be great. I can't wait. Chef's kiss. I'm telling you, you better not miss it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna leave y'all with the outro, and we're gonna do another impromptu show coming in December where we're gonna, just wish everybody a happy New Year and a happy holiday, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Much love and respect, guys. All right, see you.